أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I hope everyone's doing well, and jazakumullah everyone for being on time. We will start the lesson with our usual opening prayer. So I'd like to ask L225 if you could please read one of the prayers. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Could you please read prayer number 4?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي علمني ما هو خير إنك ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. O my Lord, teach me what is best for me in your knowledge. Our Lord, accept from us, for you are all-hearing, all-knowing.
Jazakumullah, thank you. L225, would you like to be the class assistant today? Could you handle the mic in this lesson?
Sure.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I will make you the co-host. So again, you can just unmute other people's microphones if you hover on their name and click unmute. And once they've finished, you just click mute again to make their microphone silent. Okay. Okay, so we will continue with listening to some of the recordings that we've received. So what we'll do is I'll start off with one, and then I will allocate one recording to some of you so that you can give us your feedback on how the person has recited. So if I open, we've got L233. So again, from Surah Ibrahim. Okay.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام را كتاب أنزلناه إليك لتخرج الناس من الظلمات إلى النور.
Okay, so starting from the beginning, again, the letter Ra, as we discussed in our previous lessons, it's going to be a thick letter. So we want that to be a lot thicker, and also we want to prolong this Madd Kabir a bit longer, ideally between 3 to 5 seconds if possible. And then, of course, we have our vertical fatha on the Ra, so that's just 2 seconds. So Alif Lam Ra, a lot longer on Madd Kabir over there. And then we have got Noon Sakin over here. So if you remember, we have to look at what follows Noon Sakin, and here we have the letter Za. And from lesson number 4, you remember that we have got our 2 tables. So the letter sakin is in the second table, which means that we have to produce the light nasal sound. So we are going to be doing ikhfa over here. So noon will be with a nasal sound and pausing slightly as well. So anzalnahu. Following that, we have again over here noon mushaddad, which is a strong nasal sound, a strong gunna sound, because it's a noon with the shadda. So this will be litukhrijan nasa. لِتُخْرِجَنَّاسَ. So a lot more emphasis on that nun mushaddad over there. And again, emphasis here on the za because of the shadda. And again, za, remember, is our thick letter. مِنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ. And then again, we have nun mushaddad over here, which needs more stress and also a nasal sound. So if we listen to that one more time.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام را كتاب أنزلناه إليك لتخرج الناس.
Ka over here on the fatha was maybe just a tiny bit too long. Just 1 second. Ilayka. We want 2 seconds over here because this is our ya lean. Ilayka. 2 seconds and then 1 second over here.
من الظلمات أنزلناه إليك لتخرج
And lam as well maybe was a little bit too long. Minazul second because it's just a dhamma stroke appearing on the lam. Ilan nur. So again, emphasis. No stress on the lam because lam itself doesn't carry the shadda. The stress we want to have on the nun mushaddad because that's the letter which bears the tashdid. Ra again over here is going to be a thick letter. So bi'idhni rabbihim. Sad again is a thick letter ila sirati. And Ra, thick letter again, bearing the fatha stroke. Ta, thick letter. So here we've got three thick letters, one after the other. Ain, remember we would like to try to differentiate that with the letter alif, so a bit more emphasis, a bit ain sound. Siratul Aziz al Hamid. So ain over here, and then ha again. We want to differentiate from the other ha, which is a simpler sound. Allahi versus Siratul Aziz al Hamid. So ha is a lot sharper over here. Lam, the lam shaddad here in Allah, again it's going to be thick because we are applying a fatha stroke at the start of this verse. So again we know that with the lam mushaddad in the word Allah specifically, when it's got the fatha or the dhamma coming before, it's going to be thick. So Allahi. Just rewind it a tiny little bit. So over here we've got the kasratain appearing underneath the bar, and again, so remember if it's nun sakin or tanveen, we have to look ahead to see what follows that. And over here we've got the letter sheen, and sheen again is in our second table, so we produce the light nasal sound when it appears. So this will be adhabin shadid, slight nasal sound on the kasratain underneath the bar over here. Now was maybe a tiny bit too long. Alladhina, just 1 second on the fatha. Okay, let me just go back for that. Okay, so over here, because this verse is ended over here, we are not going to be reading the noon, the small noon which appears at the start of this verse. We will be reading this as Alladina. I'm just going to stop for 1 second. Could I just get a raise of hands if the background sound is really, can you really hear it? It's just because of the rain hitting the roof. I just wanted to check if the sound is okay for everyone. If any of you could raise, or let me just ask. CA441, is the sound okay in the back, or is it really, can you really hear it?
No, it's absolutely fine.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Jazakallah, thank you. I think it's just coming across as quite loud on the roof. Okay, that's fine. So as I was saying, we don't start with nilladhina over here. We will be applying a fatha stroke over here. This will be read as alladhina, and then carrying on from there. Okay. So over here, it sounded like there wasn't enough stress on the ba. So remembering that we are carrying a shadda on the ba. So it won't be yastahibuna. We won't be prolonging that because it is still just a kasra stroke on the ha. We're going to be joining it quickly. Yastahibuna. Yastahibuna. And then carrying on from there. So again, let me just play that so you can identify the mistake. Yeah, so it sounded like the ha was prolonged a little bit. So again, ayn over here, we want to be a little bit different from alif. Ala al-akhirati. Ra again is a thick letter, so we want to round that sound a little bit more. على الآخرة. So over here, ya was a bit too long, just 1 second, because it is just the fatha stroke. And then we have thick letter sad over here. And I think the similar mistake was made here, that the stress needs to be on the dal rather than the sad. Yasudduna, yasudduna, emphasis on the dal because it has the tashdid. So if I go back again. So sudduna. And then over here, again, we've got nun sakin, and it's followed by the letter sin. So if we go back to our table, sin again is in our second table. So we are doing ikhfa over here. We want a light nasal sound. An sabilillahi. Because at the moment, the nun sakins and the tanveens, they're being read one and the same. So we want to make a difference between ikhfa, which are those letters which, any of these letters in this table which follow nun or tanveen, nun sakin or tanveen, and then izhar are those that are read clearly when nun sakin or tanveen is followed by any of these letters. So over here, because we have seen, this is a light nasal sound. An sabilillahi. Ulaika. Over here we've got a small meme which appears on the lam, and when this meme appears, we are going to this kasratain sound is basically not going to be heard. We're going to be reading it as if it's the meme. So rather than dhalalin ba'id, it will be dhalalim ba'id. So this final sound on the lam will be the sound of a meme rather than the kasratain. And also we are going to pause for about 2 seconds when we join that with the ba. So this will be fi dhalalim ba'id. And again, ayn, we want to be a bit more prominent to differentiate from the alif. For the lam, it sounded like there was a slight vibration on the lam. I don't know if anyone else heard that, but it. And also on the ra as well. So remembering that those letters which carry the sukoon, there's no jerk or vibration on those letters. They are just mute letters because they carry the sukoon. So this will be wama arsalna. So no jerking or vibrating on the lam sakin or the ra sakin over here. So noon over here, noon with fatha was a bit too long. لِيُبَيِّنَ لَهُمْ. No extra timing because it is just the fatha stroke, which is a short vowel stroke, and we read it only for 1 second. Fa again, a little bit too long. Fa. فَيُضِلُّ. And then lam over here, because it is preceded by the dhamma stroke, it's going to be a thick lam. فَيُضِلُّ اللَّهُ. لُلَّهُ. So a thick lam in the lam mushaddad. This noon sakin over here, when it's merging with this ya, this is what we call partial assimilation. So we are slightly going to hear that nasal sound come through, and we want to put some stress on that again because it is ya mushaddad. So this will be man yasha'u, man yasha'u. So again, if I rewind that slightly. Ha again sounded like there was a slight vibration on the ha. We want it again to be just a mute letter. وَيَهْدِي. وَيَهْدِي. And again over here, we want a bit more of a nasal sound to come through on this noon sakin. Again, this is exactly the same partial assimilation. مَن يَشَاءُ. And again, we know our letters Ain and Ha require a bit more, they're a bit of a sharper sound compared to Alif and the other Ha.
ولقد أرسلنا
So that was good. There was a qalqala on the dal sakin over here, but also remember that we want to make the qaf a bit thicker because it's a thick letter. Walaqad, walaqad. So have your mouth in a rounded shape when you're reading qaf. Walaqad.
من يشاء وهو العزيز الحكيم ولقد أرسلنا موسى
So again, ra and lam sakin, they just need to be completely mute. Arsalna.
بآياتنا أن
That over here was again a little bit too long for just a kasra. Bi ayatina. So just 1 second on the kasra stroke.
أخرج
Rewind that.
موسى بآياتنا أن أخرج قومك من الظلم
And kaf over here again was a little bit too long. Remembering it's just fatha, so just 1 second. Qawmaka. We have waw lean over here, which is a soft blend over the waw. Qawmaka. 1 second over here and 1 second over here.
بآياتنا أن أخرج قومك من الظلمات إلى النور.
So again, I think it's similar to what was read previously, I think, on this example here, that there's some stress is being put on the lam, but remembering that lam here doesn't carry the shadda, so that's just a normal soft sound. We are putting the stress on this noon over here because that's the letter carrying the tashdid. So this will be ilan nur.
قومك من الظلمات إلى النور.
So you can slightly hear that it sounds, the way that it's read, it sounds like there's a shadda, but it's just the fatha stroke. Ilan nur.
وذكرهم بأيام
Meme over here again is followed by ba, so we're going to pause for 2 seconds. وذكرهم بأيام الله.
إلى النور وذكرهم بأيام الله إن في ذلك.
Inna again, we have noon mushaddad over here, so this is going to have the strong nasal sound. Inna fi dhalika.
لآية إن في ذلك
And
لآية.
kaf again, just the fatha stroke over here, so just 1 second. Inna fi dhalika. Just gonna adjust the microphone.
لكل سبت أيام الله إن في ذلك لآيات لكل.
So over here, I don't know if anyone had, but the kasra then was actually read over here. We are joining this ta with kasra then with lam mushaddad. And when we join these two together, we're not going to hear the kasra then. So this will not be dhalika la ayatin likulli, that would be incorrect. Because it's merging completely with the lam mushaddad, it's going to be la ayatin likulli. So you're not going to hear that kasratain at all. It's completely merged into the lam mushaddad. La ayatin likulli.
لذلك لآيات لكل صبار.
Sa again, sorry, is going to be a thick letter, sabbarin.
شكور.
And then we have again kasratain underneath the ra. And we know again that when we have the tanveen, we have to look at the next letter. So it's followed by the letter sheen. And sheen again is in our second table. So that means that we're reading it with a light nasal sound. So this will be sabbarin shakur.
وإذ قال موسى لقوم.
Lam was a little bit too long. وَإِذْ قَالَ. Just قَالَ. 2 seconds here. Alif madda. And then just fatha stroke. وَإِذْ قَالَ.
شكور. وإذ قال موسى.
again, it sounded a little bit like there was a slight vibration on the dhal, but again, because it's just sukoon, it's a mute letter. وَإِذْ قَالَ.
لقومه اذكروا نعمة الله
Lam mushaddad over here, we want again thick because it's lam. It's preceded by the fathah stroke on the dam al-buta before. So this will be ni'matallahi, tallahi, thick lam in lam mushaddad.
عليكم إذ أنجاكم
And then we have over here, we've got noon sakin again, which is followed by jeem. Jeem is in our second table, which means that we produce a light nasal sound on the noon sakin. إِذْ أَنْجَاكُمْ.
من آل
And then we're followed by mim mushaddad over here, which is going to be a strong nasal sound. إِذْ أَنْجَاكُمْ مِنْ.
فرعون عليكم إذ أنجاكم من آل
So here, I think a breath was taken between anjakum and then min. But remember, we're joining this mim sakin with this mim mushaddad, so it needs to be all in one breath. And there needs to be a strong nasal sound with the mim mushaddad.
فرعون يسوع
And also, again, noon sakin over here needs to be a tiny bit shorter. Ali fir'auna, just 1 second on that final noon because it's just a fathah stroke on top.
يسومونكم سوء العذاب ويذبحون أبناءكم ويستحيون
On ha again, there's a slight, it wasn't quite as mute as it should have been because it's a sukoon. So there's a slight vibration. Again, just remember that we're not going to be vibrating that sound at all. It's just on its own. وَيَسْتَحْيُونَ. So not taha. وَيَسْتَحْيُونَ نِسَاءَكُمْ.
يستحيون نساءكم وفي ذلكم براء
So this, it sounded like lam and alif were read separately, but bala'um min rabbikum. And again, because it's mad kabir, we want to be prolonging for up to five seconds.
وفي ذلكم براء من ربكم عظيم.
Okay, so Jazakumullah, that was from L233. Just the final few points. So Za again is going to be a thick letter. Ra, thick letter. Mir Rabbikum, because of the fathah stroke. And then over here again we have Ha and also Ain over here, which we want to make a bit more prominent in recitation. So Jazakumullah, that was from L233. What I'll do now is I will give the mic to L220, or if I can ask L225 if you could please unmute L220, and then she will give us feedback on part of the next recording. Assalamu alaikum, L220.
Walaikum assalam.
Are you ready to give feedback on the next one?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're going to have, let's have L226. And what I'll do is I will just try and pause it every few words in case there's anything that you
Right.
want to pause. Just 1 second. Okay, great. So, okay, let me start the recording.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام را كتاب أنزلناه إليك لتخرج الناس من
Is there anything so far on the first line that you wanted to raise?
She correct. Ju Jannasa. But voice very lower. I can't hear properly.
Oh, I see. I think it's on the maximum at the moment. I think it's the recording itself is quite quiet. That might be why. But I'll listen along with you, and if there's
Okay.
anything that I spot, I'll let you know. But I think so far I think it was okay. So she did do a slight
Yes,
nasal sound.
she did. Ikhfa there, yeah.
And also this was a clear tanveen, which was good. So
Yeah.
that was izhar, which is followed by alif. So that was good. And I think she did also put emphasis on the noon mushaddad. So again, that was good. Okay.
لتخرج الناس من الظلمات.
I think she break his breath. Me,
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. So breath was broken over here.
yeah.
So yeah, just I know it is quite a long verse, but try to not do it in the middle of words, especially because we're joining this with the next word. Yeah. Okay. So that's fine. Next one.
إلى النور.
Was that okay for you?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, that's fine. Yep. So good. Again, she made that.
Yeah,
That
made no gunna sound there.
Yeah. Good.
الظلمات إلى النور بإذن ربهم إلى صراط العزيز الحميد.
She's right, but she break his breath
Mhm.
during recitation. I think this is need to practice.
Yeah. I think I think it was I think she corrected herself later on, but yes.
Yeah, she correct. Yes.
الله الذي له.
This is Lamul Jalala because it's carried fatah on alif.
Mhm.
That's why Allah Hillazi and Z because have a ja madda, so 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Z.
Yes, perfect. Yeah. So thikalam Allah and then 2-second prolongation there. Good.
ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وويل للكافرين من عذاب.
I think she is right, but she again break his breath within the word,
Yes.
which is not good.
Yeah. So if the breath does break, at least try to read the word in full.
Full.
We want to avoid in the middle. Okay. Yeah.
الشهيد وويل للكافرين من عذاب شديد.
Azabin shadid because this is bin. Ikhfa there because next letter is sheen, not from harufe halki and harufe dagam and ilkab also. So it's 2 seconds bin and nasal sound. And shadid, she reads something else.
Yes, I think she read it as ha. So again, that would be a bigger mistake because we don't want to be changing the actual text. Yeah. Okay.
الذين يستحبون الحياة الدنيا على الآخرة
Anything?
Again, it's okay, but here, Ain and Alif, she don't make a difference. Ain is need to middle of the throat, or al-akhirah, akhirah, and
Yes, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so a bit more of a differentiation between Ain and Alif. على الآخرة.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can hear it there. The Alif and Ain, they sound too similar over there.
Here, and she did in first ayat, she did ikhfa, but after first ayat, she didn't. I think she have no clear concept about ikhfa and izhar.
Yeah, so because it was, as you said, I think she did it correctly in the first.
Yeah, because in first she said anzalnahu.
Yeah.
But after that, she didn't.
Okay, so we want to be consistent when we're applying this rule. So because nun sakin here is followed by the sin, we are producing, you can see it in in our second table, this is with a light nasal sound, an sabilillahi. Okay.
Ba is letter of kalkala, five letter, and I think she didn't. Yab. Who Wow is harufe madda,
Yeah,
and they both.
exactly. Yeah.
Wayabghu.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we want to vibrate that sound. If we remember that we have our letters of qalqala, qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. When they have the sukoon, we want to vibrate that sound, and that was missing from here. So wayab. And as you rightly said as well, we have waw madda, which we want to prolong. So again, if we just listen back to that slightly. Yab.
When she walked, when she paused, she must do riwaja, narchan.
Exactly, yeah, excellent. So if she was continuing, that would be okay. But because she's chosen to stop here and take her breath, this will not be read as iwajan, but iwaja on pausing.
Here again, she correct herself, but I listened. Ba'id, I think something else. Maybe
Yes.
I feel something different, but I think she didn't.
Yes, I think something else was read. Let me just rewind that. Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Like
Yeah. And also I think that lam was maybe a little bit too long for vertical fatha. We just wanted to be for 2 seconds. في ضلال بعيد.
Yeah. Again, wama, it's take 3 seconds, and mirrasu, wow, madda, it's take 2 seconds.
Yes, yeah. I think also the breath was broken in the middle of the word again over here.
Again, she break the word illa, illa,
Yeah.
bilisa.
I think this was read as an alif by mistake.
Yeah.
So this is lam bilisani. Bilisani.
One thing, this is qaf thick letter, and other is this is waw madda, sorry,
Wow,
lean, because it's carried by fatha. So it's need qaf thick letter, but need to softly.
Exactly.
Letter.
Yeah. So I think the way that she was reading was as if there was dhamma on the qaf, would have been cool. But because we have waw lean over here, it comes before it comes the fatha stroke, so we blend that sound qawmihi rather than qawmihi.
She missed you. Yubayyina.
Yeah, liyubayyina. Yeah. I think. Noon
Na.
over.
Yeah, she prolonged na.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So again,
1
just
second.
yeah. ليبين لهم.
فيضل الله
It's okay, but this is a Lamul Jalala, letter of Lam after following by Dhamma. So, Lullahu.
Yeah. So just slightly.
Lullahu.
Yeah, exactly. So slightly thicker lam there.
يشاء ليبين لهم فيضل الله من يشاء.
First she just said min, but then she said min. This is letter of idgham. You need to light nasal sound when you merge man yasha'u.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, so also we can call this in English partial assimilation. So we slightly hear the noon sakin when joining this. مَن يَشَاءُ.
ويهدي من يشاء.
Again, if she walked there, first again same man yasha. And if she walks, then it's other rule. And if she continuously, then it's okay. But if she walks there, then it's Hamza take sakin. So it's little jerk.
Yes.
Yasha.
Yeah, good. So yes, as she said, if she was continuing, it's fine with the dhamma, but because she's pausing, the sukoon will be applied on the hamza, so there'll be a slight jerk at the end of that word. Yeah.
ولقد أحسننا.
Again, she read not raw.
Yeah.
Anything else? Something else?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so the incorrect letter read here, arsalna, and we want to make that thick because it's a ra sakin, which is preceded by the fatha. Yeah.
عزيز الحكيم ولقد أحسننا موسى بآياتنا
Musa, mu take 2 seconds because it's wow madda.
Yeah. And yes, so basically you want the sounds to be equal 2 seconds and also 2 second here. Yeah. Okay, let me go back slightly.
This is Jim, but she read something else like her. And this is also Kalkula letter. Kutubin Jad from Qaf Dal, Jim Dal, and need little jerk, slight jerk. Here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then over here as well, I think it was the same mistake reading it as qumaka.
Yeah, like a qawmihi.
Rather than qawmaka. So this wawlin. Yeah, not. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
من الظلمات إلى النور وذكرهم بآيام الله
there it take 2 seconds because there is ba, and again she didn't join 2 letters because there is shadda on ya. Ayya.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Bi ayyamillah.
Good, yeah. And I think lam was maybe a bit too thick. So we want it to be thin because
there is kasra.
Exactly, yeah. So bi ayyamillahi.
في ذلك أن بآيام الله إن
Again, letter, incorrect letter. First is lam, second is alif. And she said ala.
Yeah, so I think that it just
Yeah.
yeah, good. Yeah, so I think the letters were read the wrong way around there.
بأيام الله إن في ذلك لآية لكل.
I think also ya was maybe needs a bit more time, just 2 seconds on the vertical fatha.
لكل صبار شكور.
Again, sabbarin. Rin is ikhfa, and shakur. There is I finished, so you need to work there. Shakur. And
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, because we are again stopping at the end of this verse, this kasratain won't be read. Instead, it will take a sukoon. So just being mindful of the way that we pause at the end of verses. Okay, let's continue.
وإذ قال موسى لقومه اذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ أنجاكم من.
This is okay, but here again anjakum, because an is ikhfa.
Yeah.
Need 2 seconds and nasal sound.
Yes, exactly. And also then we have
Mim mushaddad also to nasal sound.
عليكم إذ أنجاكم من آل فرعون يسوع.
I think she read again anjaakum. I hear like this. I don't know.
Yeah, I think there was an attempt to make to do ikhfa on this nun sakin. Yeah, I think she tried to do a slight light nasal sound.
No, but after jaakum, I think
Oh, I see.
one
Okay.
more letter added.
Oh, okay. Let me just have a look.
نعمة الله عليكم إذ أنجاكم من آل
I didn't hear it. I think it was okay.
Right. Okay.
Was it okay?
Because I told you very lower voice. I try to concentrate.
No, that's okay. I think it was okay as far as I could hear. Again, over here, I think a breath was taken. So this is all one word, fir'auna.
Sumu. Both take 2 seconds. Yasumunakum. And su takes, because it's madde kabira, it's take 4 to 6 seconds. And again, ain and hamza sound didn't make difference.
Yeah, so su al-adhabi, so ain and hamza need to be differentiated.
Yeah. Ha sound and kalkala letter. Abnaakum.
Yeah, I think also maybe a breath was taken in the middle of this word again. So again, important to keep, at least hold your breath for the full word. I think over here this was read as za rather than noon. Yeah, I think that was read as the wrong letter.
Again, fi ya is ya madda, so Wafi 2 second and the 2 second.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Over here, I think she read it as bala'a, but we are prolonging it collectively. Bala
Yes.
min rabbikum.
ويستحيون نساءكم وفي ذلكم بلاء من ربكم.
I think over here, the noon sakin was read, but this is complete.
Yeah, this is
seven.
raw and then raw and long. Then don't make nasal sound.
Yes, exactly. So
Rabbikum.
yeah, brilliant. Yeah, so lam mushaddad or ra mushaddad, if they follow noon sakin with tanveen, we don't hear the noon sakin with tanveen in the recitation. Mir rabbikum.
Yeah.
من ربكم عظيم.
Okay.
I think in previous verses she also did like this, min and then other letter.
Okay.
And same mistake here, min, then she started next letter, Rabbi. Mir Rabbikum is correct.
Yeah, that's fine. Jazakumullah. Thank you very much, L220. That was really good feedback. So Jazakumullah.
Jazakallah.
Yeah, so there were, if this was your recording, this class itself is recorded, so you can definitely go back and listen to it on YouTube to go through any of the mistakes. What I'll do is we have L219. If you could help me with the next one. And also L238 we have. So L225, if you could please unmute L219 next. Assalamu alaikum. L2.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam. You're L219?
Yeah, L219.
Okay, perfect. So I'll play the next one for you. So I think that's all of them done. Actually, L242 I think hasn't been played.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام را كتاب أنزلناه إليك
Was there anything so far that you picked up on, or is it all okay?
I think it's okay, but I think a raw is a little bit more long, extra long. Raw.
Yes, over here.
Extra long,
Yeah, I think maybe it was a little bit more than 2 seconds.
Yeah,
So because
yeah.
it's just the vertical fatha, we just want 2 seconds there.
كتاب أنزلناه إليك لتخرج الناس.
Yeah, there is noon mushaddid, and we doing the nasal sound for 2 seconds. Jannah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so just put a stronger nasal sound there.
Yeah.
أنزلناه إليك لتخرج الناس من الظلمات إلى النور.
It's fine, but if she focus on noon mushaddad, I think just little bit more. This is so.
Yes,
Noor.
yeah, exactly. So we want a lot more stress on nun mushaddad.
بإذن ربهم إلى صراط العزيز الحميد.
There is dal kalkala here.
Yes, yeah. So because when we, yeah, sorry, go on. Did you want to explain the kalkala?
Because we doing to stop there, and when we doing stop there is dal is carry jazm. That's why we're doing this kalkala sound here.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So even though here it appears with a kasra, because we're making a stop here, in this circumstance, the dal will take a sukoon when we pause. So even when it's in this condition, then also we are going to vibrate that final dal slightly.
Sound.
Yeah, exactly. So if we just do a very quick recap, qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. So not only when they're in the middle or at the end of a word and already have sukoon, but also when they acquire a sukoon when you make a pause there. So because it's acquiring a sukoon or jazm at the end of this verse on pausing, here we're also going to vibrate that final dal.
It's fine. I think there is no any mistakes in this.
Okay.
وويل للكافرين من عذاب شديد.
Yeah, she doing well. But I think noon is very clear. Min azabin. She I think little nasal sound. I hear this. وَوَيْلٌ لِلْكَافِرِينَ min is clear. Min azabin shadid.
Yes, exactly. Yes, so we are doing izhar here. The noon is going to be short and clear because it's followed by ayn, which is in our first table over here. So yes, this will be min adhabin, and then also over here, I think because we have kasratain followed by sheen, a bit more of a prominent nasal sound. I think we need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just a light nasal sound is required.
Yeah.
الذين يستحبون الحياة الدنيا على الآخرة ويصدون عن سبيل الله ويبغونها عوجا.
Take breathe. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So I think the breath broke just towards the end over here. Yep. Just gonna rewind that slightly.
على الآخرة ويصدون عن سبيل الله ويبغون عوجا.
Yeah. So again, we calculate on the bar. Yeah.
أولئك في ضلال بعيد.
The Eid. Dal is kalkala and ula'ika is there is extra, I think is extra long stretch. Ula because there is vertical fatha and madda kabira. And
so between 4 to 6 seconds, we want prolonged there. Yeah. And again, same thing as before. Slight jerk or slight vibration. Final dal. Yeah.
Yes.
Anything over here? I think ra just a little bit thicker. Mir rasulin.
Yeah, just a little bit thicker and mir rasulin wow is this wow madda and rasulin.
Okay.
Rasul. Lun because it's lam, and this carry Dhamma is appear before the Allah lam, and that's why this is going to sound a thick sound.
Yes, yeah. So lam mushaddad will be thick.
Yeah.
And also I think because of the vertical
Prolong.
fatha, it needs to
Yeah, more prolong. Yeah.
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 I think
If you stop there, we doing just jerking sound in Hamza for Hamza.
Yeah. Also over here, I think this needed to be a little bit longer because it is ya madda.
Yes.
Yeah, so at the moment it's read as if it's just kasra, but because it's followed by ya madda over
Yes.
here, 2 seconds we would like.
2 seconds.
Okay, that's fine. So what we'll do, we'll continue this inshallah in the next lesson. I'll make a note of where we left off today, and I will ask you again if you can just continue giving the feedback on the rest of this. And then, so Jazakumullah, thank you L219 again for your feedback. And we did have also L238 who was going to give feedback, but because of the timing, we will inshallah have you next time. What I'll do is L238, if you could please read the closing prayer. L225, if you could unmute her. Sorry, also just an announcement in case you missed it in the group. The classes will continue every Wednesday up until your final weekend class at Beth al-Fudul. So this will be, I think it's the first weekend of May is when you have your class. So these online sessions will continue up until then. Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, L238. Could you please read the concluding prayer?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم ارحمني بالقرآن العظيم. Oh Allah, have mercy on me through the great Quran. واجعله لي إماما ونورا وهدى ورحمة, and make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance, and the mercy.
Jazakumullah. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah everyone for your input today, and inshallah see you in the next class next week on Wednesday. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.